Okay, so when you complete the square, maybe in Algebra 2, it always works out nicely. And what I mean by nicely is with integers. So in the last video, we completed the square on something like this. And the rule that we decided was what you write here is always half of this number. So half of 2 is 1. And I know that if I multiply this back out, this term's going to get squared, and that's extra. So I'm going to subtract that squared. And so that gives me a final answer of x plus 1 squared minus 8. So that's my completing the square here. Okay, all I wanted to point out is you can follow that same process for numbers that work out slightly less nicely. So like fractions are not to be feared is what I'm saying. So let's do it. Same idea. I'm going to take half of 5. A lot of students at this point want to write 2.5. They want to write 2.5. I really encourage you to use fractions because it's actually going to be easier at the end of the day. So instead of writing 2.5, let's write literally 5 divided by 2. That's what it means to be half of 5. I take 5 and I divide it by 2. Okay, so I know that if I multiply this back out, I'm going to get that term squared. So I'm going to have to subtract 5 halves squared, and the 7 is still out there. Okay, let's clean it up a little bit. If I'm squaring 5 halves, I can just square the numerator and the denominator separately. So 5 squared is 25, 2 squared is 4. We can just leave that as 25 over 4. And for a lot of problems, it's okay to leave these just as separate constants uncombined. If you needed to combine them, you could multiply 7 by the denominator here divided by itself, because multiplying by 4 over 4 doesn't actually change the value of 7, but it will let you rewrite a numerator divided by the same denominator of 4, so that way you can add them together. Okay, come back for level 2, which is going to be like the B level for our class, and then we'll take a look at what the A level looks like.